Welcome to Glen Talks, where we cover all things in the world of business in the local community. We offer inclusive insights and exclusive experiences. Today is the final episode of Glen Talks Season 1. Over the course of this season, we've had the honor of sharing the stories, insights, and wisdom of some truly remarkable leaders. This season was a journey, a deep dive into what leadership means in today's world and the impact it has across industries, communities, and the individual lives. What began as a pilot project evolved into something far bigger and more meaningful, thanks to the incredible conversations and connections we've built along the way. Each guest this season brought us a unique perspective, shaped by their industry experiences and personal journey. From the construction industry tackling mental health awareness, to finance leaders navigating economic challenges, and public service advocates championing for equity and inclusion. These individuals showed us the true essence of leadership. What struck us most wasn't their expertise, but their humanity. The way they've stayed grounded, connected to their roots, and driven by a deep sense of purpose. They reminded us that leadership isn't just about directing others, it's about directing trust, inspiring action, and creating spaces where people can thrive. Through their stories, we saw a commitment to building partnerships, fostering stewardship, and making choices that aren't just for today, but for generations to come. Whether it was addressing climate goals, advocating for inclusivity, or championing reconciliation, these leaders challenged us to think beyond ourselves and to think about a future in mind. If there's one overarching theme that emerged from these conversations, it was the power of humility. Great leaders, no matter how high they climb, may never forget where they come from. Their roots anchor them, giving them the perspective and resilience to overcome challenges and drive meaningful change. Another key takeaway was the importance of collaboration. Leadership isn't a solo journey, it's a collective effort. From work with teams, building partnerships across sectors, our guests showed us how much can be achieved when people come together for a shared purpose. Progress also requires adaptability. In a world that's constantly evolving, leaders need to stay open to new ideas, new challenges, and new ways of thinking. It's not about having all the answers. It's about being willing to grow and evolve. Through the stories we've shared, we had a chance to look beyond the surface and explore the bigger picture of what goes into shaping policy, building communities, and driving progress. Whether it's advocating for mental health in the workplace, addressing housing affordability, creating innovative solutions for urban development, or advancing reconciliation, these are the forces that shape the world around us. But leadership isn't just about addressing large-scale issues. It's also about how we create spaces, both in our workplaces and our communities, that are inclusive, considerate, and supportive of people from all backgrounds. Many of our guests highlighted the importance of fostering environments where everyone is valued and empowered to contribute. This means embracing diversity as a strength and committing to reconciliation and making more partnerships that honor Indigenous voices and values. It means choosing sustainability, not just as a strategy, but as a way of life. Leadership that prioritizes these principles isn't just better for today, it's an investment in the future. As this channel's grown, so has its purpose. Your response to these episodes, your engagement, your feedback, your encouragement has shown us so much of how these stories resonate. It's clear that there's a hunger for meaningful conversations about leadership and the impact it can create. Growth isn't just about the numbers, it's about connection. It's about reaching a broader audience, sparking new ideas, and helping people achieve what's possible when leadership is driven by values and vision. So as we close this chapter on Season 1, we're just wrapping up and it's not done. It's just the beginning. Season 2 will bring more dynamic guests and fresh perspectives and deeper dives into topics that matter most in our communities. Our goals remain the same: to shine a light on the extraordinary work being done by leaders across industries and inspire our audience to think bigger, dream bigger, and lead with purpose. So before we wrap up, let's take a moment to celebrate the incredible stories we've shared. Up next is a highlight reel featuring some of the most powerful moments from this season, a celebration of the voices, the stories, and the insights defined by Glen Talks. These moments remind us why we started this journey and why we're so excited to see what's up to come. Let's revisit the passion, the determination, and the impact each of our guests brought to the table. Ian Campbell reminded us of the power of mentorship, the importance of creating space for the next generation, and the critical need of Indigenous-led economic ventures.
Present time, I really want to honor, every day as a blessing, and we can't take it for granted that we have tomorrow. So we want to do the best we can with the tools we have, and always strive for gratitude and appreciation.
As a trailblazer in construction law and equity, diversity, and inclusion, Vanessa shared her journey of overcoming bias, finding her voice, and creating spaces for others to thrive.
I was a civil engineer in Syria, and I've been in Vancouver for about a month, and I've been feeling really lost.
Sharon's story reminds us what's possible when we turn obstacles into opportunities, building systems that prioritize children, families, and the professionals who support them.
Seeing the Premier John Horgan at the time, in front of a podium that said 10-a-day childcare, and then in 2021, seeing Prime Minister Trudeau in front of a podium that said 10-a-day childcare across Canada.
From tackling social issues like childcare and housing as economic imperatives to positioning Surrey as a global hub for trade and technology, Anita Huberman's work is a masterclass in visionary leadership.
The Chamber of Commerce Board of Trade model. I brought in a team that has the same entrepreneurial vision in a not-for-profit world. And that's what it takes. There's 430 Chambers of Commerce Boards of Trades in the country. We're the top 5. And Surrey is positioned to be the largest city in British Columbia in 5 years.
As the regional president for British Columbia at RBC, Martin Thibodeau has overseen transformative initiatives like the historic acquisition of HSBC Canada and has championed financial education and community engagement.
A number of stakeholders. So the first question is, do we have the capital? Well, the answer is yes, 7 billion, and 2 specifically to this market. So the money is there, it's available. How do we deploy that money and accelerate the deployment? Well, you need developers to start more projects, but you also need governments and cities to facilitate the acceleration on the permitting side. And, most measures in general tend to be applied to the demand. We often try to suppress the demand or slow down the demand to create a more balanced market.
Stephen Stark embodies resilience and innovation as an Indigenous entrepreneur, leading the change for sustainable business practices and community development. Let's see what Stephen's got to say.
I've manifested almost everything in my life, and some days I can completely map it out in my mind. Some nights I wake up at 2 a.m, the light bulb goes off, I see a very clear path, and then I got new direction, and I'm going with it. To me, is that the ancestors, speaking to me and help guiding me.
Brian Paye shared his journey as a leader in Indigenous economic development, reflecting on over 40 years of fostering opportunities and guiding communities towards sustainable success. Let's hear a little more from Brian.
All I've been doing is working with and for our people in different areas, but mostly in the area of economic development. And part of that really has been through my own experiences in working for industry. I've worked as a consultant with large mega projects in the early years. I worked on the North Shore with shipbuilding.
Rod Stevens shared his inspiring journey from starting in the paving industry at just 13 years old to become the president of All Roads Construction, one of the leading paving companies in British Columbia. Let's hear a little bit more from Rod.
In the last 10, 15 years, changed a lot. And so I'm like, we got to be able to bring some little fun back to the workplace while we remain safe, while we remain professional and so forth, but where people actually wake up and want to come to work. And that was the environment that I wanted to create with All Roads. So
from her early beginnings of volunteering at the Los Angeles Dream Center to creating an organization that serves thousands of children, families, and individuals in need, Loretta Hibbs shared her passion for advocacy, community building, and faith-driven leadership. Here, Loretta shares some more insights.
What if I said no to the dental buses? We gave away $100,000 worth of free dentistry last year alone, seniors and children that have never seen a dentist before. So there's this little boy, Martin. He was grade 2. We showed up at a dental bus at one of our elementary schools, and he had never seen a dentist. I've never seen rotten teeth like his. Half of his teeth were black. I've never seen rotten teeth like that ever. He had gone to a dentist, and the dentist had said, I'll pull all his teeth. The mom said, no, you're not pulling all his teeth, because that's all she could afford. So he came on our dental bus. They stopped the decay. They whitened his teeth. Because, his teeth are still going to fall out. But he was so embarrassed, he wouldn't even open his mouth to hardly talk. He would look down. He wouldn't look you in the eyes. So anyway, they gave his smile back. He had this beautiful white teeth. And every day after that, he went into his principal's office with a smile and says, look, I still have my smiles back. Those are the moments that are like, I can't believe what we get to do.
Cassandra Cordero's passion for systems change, her innovative approach to allyship, and her commitment to creating inclusive spaces leave a profound impact.
That if Indigenous, Black, and racialized people are reaching out to you as a leader to let you know that you've caused harm, it's because they care about the relationship. They care about you as a person. They want to keep interacting with you and having a working relationship with you. When people are done and there's no desire to continue a working relationship, people aren't going to come to you with feedback, because they will have already written you off and closed the door and said, you know what, I'm not getting anywhere with this person. I'm done.
Gina Jackson shared her inspirational journey from broadcast journalism to entrepreneurship, culminating in creating a platform to spotlight Indigenous businesses. Let's share a little bit more insight into Gina's thoughts.
Are the leaders of tomorrow. I see they're the decision makers of tomorrow. I see that their voices want to be heard. I see that if you give them a little bit of confidence and a lot of credit, that they're going to really impress you. I see that they're concerned with the environment, with each other's feelings. I see that they accept each other for who they are. No matter what gender they want to be or identify as. And I see that they want a better future for us. And
Mayor Megan Knight of White Rock shared her journey from notary public to leading the City by the Sea. Highlighting challenges and navigating public service, she emphasized resilience in decision-making, balancing diverse community needs, and fostering growth. Her initiatives, from accessible infrastructure to affordable housing, reflect her commitment to progress while preserving the city's charm. Let's hear a bit more about Megan's insights.
People just look at a politician as like that person at the ribbon cutting or that picture in the newspaper. Getting into politics, you have to have a thick skin. Because like I said, everybody's not going to like you. I saw a poster once and it said, if you want everybody to like you, sell ice cream. Don't get into politics. And I thought that was a great one.
Jessie Sunner's episode highlighted her deep passion for workers' rights, community advocacy, and her commitment to making a difference in public service. Let's hear a little bit more about her.
When COVID had started, there was a lot of worry in the healthcare field. What was happening? We didn't know what it would mean. And I remember there was a woman at the time, one of our members, that was pregnant and couldn't go into the workplace, or was afraid, right? Was rightfully afraid and was being denied any kind of leave. And not only that, she lived with elderly parents. She was pregnant at the time, had young children, and said, I can't come in because I have elderly parents. I don't have anyone to take care of them. My kids aren't going to school right now. They're at home. All of these balancing family responsibilities. And
Chris Gardner, leader of the Independent Contractors and Businesses Association, shared insights into challenges and innovations in the construction industry, focusing on mental health at the forefront.
The outset was that ICBA is member-driven and member-focused. And we had members call us up and tragically explain situations where workers had taken their own life.
James Latta, a professional engineer with a broad career spanning high-tech, energy, and public administration, sharing his journey and insights into leading impactful projects at the City of Burnaby. Notable achievements included transitioning from traditional procurement to the IPD model, specifically reducing timelines and budgets and fostering collaboration among stakeholders. Let's hear more into James's insights.
And then you go out to the market and say, I want to build a fire hall. And then and you ask them to, so there's different ways of doing it, but the way Burnaby does it is we ask people to assemble a team of including a GC, an architect, maybe an engineer, if that's required, if that's going to be a big part of the project. And you go to the teams and then you basically interview them, just like a job interview, and you ask them what their experience is working together, what they've done, track record, and you pick this team more on experience and fit for your own team than you would on price. And then price is still obviously
As we move forward, we invite you to reflect on your own leadership journey. Think about the stories you've heard and learned, and how you can apply them in your own life at work. It's not just a conversation, it's a call to action. Let's build workplaces and communities that are inclusive, empowering, and driven by a shared goal of making the world a better place. Thank you for being a part of Glen Talks. Your support has been the foundation of our work, and we can't wait to build the next seasons with you. So stay tuned for season 2, and we look forward to seeing you more.